And we are officially live for Just Massage Therapist Podcast Episode 5. We're going to talk about massage tools today. And as per always, our podcast, couldn't remember the word podcast for a second there, is just two massage therapists talking about the things that we love to talk about. And at the end of the day, we are just massage therapists. So, yeah. We're also just people. We're also just a mother and a wife, or wives, technically. Right? We're just people, and these are just our opinions and our thoughts.
We have a lot of them, though.
Oh, yes, we do. And we're not afraid to throw some shade. So yeah, we're just going to give it a couple of seconds here for some people to join in. If you want to come and hang out with us, I'm just going to turn this a little bit more. There we go. And yeah, what are we talking about today, Cora?
We're talking about massage tools. I'm really excited because I got a favorite tools that I use in the treatment, and also home care tools too that I use all the time and I talk to everybody about. So yeah, I'm really excited about them.
Well, I'm really excited to hear your thoughts because you've definitely used a lot more massage tools than I have. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to chat about this. Anybody who is coming in, just know that we're about 10 to 30 seconds delayed. So if you say anything in the chat, we will see it. We will get back to you. It just will be a little delayed. Yay! So exciting. I think I have shared this out to a few people already, which is awesome. I don't know if you had a chance to put it out on your pages.
I did not.
Okay, so I've just got one more channel to add in. So give me a moment to get it added in here. Make sure that it works. Doesn't seem like it's going to want to work for us today, which is too bad, but that's okay. We've already got our stuff up on a couple of different places, so we'll see who decides to come and visit with us today. Yeah, so why don't I'm actually going to start this one off with one of my favorite me tools, and then I will give it to you after that because I know you've got a lot to say and a lot to talk about today. I am actually very interested in your idea of the. I almost forgot. I've forgotten how to say it. Oh my gosh! How do you say the Guisha?
I am honestly not very familiar with it.
I feel really silly about not knowing how to say that properly. But I love this one for myself. I don't generally use it a lot of my clients or anything, although you can for sure. But this wonderful little tool is made of rose quartz, and I generally use it for facial massage treatments on myself. And I like it when it's really cold, especially when I'm like overheating, which is not right now, as you can tell by the hoodie or the Snuggie. But yeah, I love using this particular tool, and I found this at a Bath and Body Works. Yeah, so it's a really neat tool. It's got the sort of slight curved edge here, which is really good to go along the sides of the face and up along the forehead and all that stuff. And then it's got the larger curve here, which I like to use in creases and along creases, so like kind of like a cut edge. And then it has multiple different spots that you can use. I forgot to put myself big screen while I'm doing this. Whoopsies. Multiple different spots that you can use to actually dig into certain areas. For instance, I got a trigger point right underneath here. And I like to dig into that trigger point using Oh my God, that feels so nice. After I've warmed my face up a little bit. But I will actually use, not this side, this one here, this big pointy end on trigger points all over my body. Like I'll go into my arms, I'll dig into my palm with this one, into that web space there between the thumb and the big finger, or the index finger. And it works really, really well while not hurting my hands. So I don't know. I really love this. What are your thoughts on these kind of tools?
I feel like it could be utilized for lymphatic movement too, yeah?
Oh yeah, 100% this could be. You could easily use this one through lymphatic movements for sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a really good tool to utilize because the lymphatic system in itself is so underrated.
Oh, it's so underappreciated and not treated enough.
Well, because it's just
Sorry.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's kind of like the fascial system, right? It's just there. It carries the right blood cells until in 2016 they discovered that there's actually a lymphatic system in the brain called the glymphatic system, but that wasn't a thing before. Like before 2016, there was none, which I just find really interesting.
I find it insane that they didn't just assume that there would be one, because we're creating just as much excess, if not more, in our brain. We need a very detailed lymphatic system inside of our brain.
For sure.
Like, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Science is silly sometimes, but they're getting there slowly, but they're getting there.
It is very silly sometimes. Oh, it's so funny.
That'd probably be really good for like stripping extensor tendons too, yeah?
Yeah, the long, or the convex end here, the convex part, I actually really like for the flexors, and then the concave for the extensors.
Oh, just because of the way they're shaped?
Yeah, so the extensors don't bump out quite as far and quite as hard, and they're thinner, right? They're not as bulky as our flexors are, and there aren't as many of them. So using the concave side allows you to get into them and sort of work on them without putting too much pressure like a convex side would. But on the flexor side, there's so much more bulk in here, so you can be a little bit rougher.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's more problems too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's more like hypertonicity or hypertonia problems. There's more like overstretching problems through here, so you don't want to go too deep in the extensor side. I would love to actually one day use this on somebody's feet while I'm doing my reflexology, as I'm learning reflexology more. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So it's quite delightful. It makes me very happy. We're just about finished up on this one, unfortunately, but however, we are moving on to something that is 10 times better than this.
Well, it's actually kind of
10 times better.
It's actually kind of similar, actually. The first one, my self-treatment tool.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the floor. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to give you the floor. There you go. You show off.
It's like a little wonton spoon. And also, it's really good for coming into that hand, coming into that thenar eminence. And also, you can use it for stripping of the tendons also. I actually got this we're going back to our last talk last week, actually, with the Rapid. This was actually one of the tools that they gave us in Rapid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I even got a lanyard.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it's so satisfying because like I have very horrible thumbs, so I have to be very careful that I don't overuse them. But when I come in to treat the fascial SIBOing and working the actual bulk of the muscle, especially the triceps and the lats, my thumbs tend to lock. So this is actually a lifesaver for me between treatments.
That is so cool. I'm 100% picking myself up one of those. Can you show me what you do, like on anything? Is there anywhere to show it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can just come in. I'll just come in. I'll just hook and really follow, especially that adductor pollicis.
Oh.
And they're the best that I can.
That looks amazing.
Oh, it's so good. And you can even do like sort of approximation and just come into that thenar eminence and just really just curl your finger around it and just let the tissues release. Yeah.
I
It's
love
really
that.
good. I love it too.
Oh my
I
God.
forget about it until I
Dude.
remember, and I'm disappointed that I forget about it.
I forget about it till I remember. That sounds about right. Yeah. I actually, you know what, with my my Yusha tool here, I put it away for a little while because I was moving stuff and packing stuff, and yeah, I forgot about it for probably 3 weeks at this point.
Okay.
I haven't been using it, and I use this on myself regularly.
So it's a good thing we're doing this podcast today, this topic, hey?
No freaking kidding. Oh, that's so funny. So what else you got?
Um,
I mean, sorry, if you're
okay.
done with that one.
Yeah, I am done with that one. So the next one, I kind of thought that since you brought in the self-treatment tools or things you can utilize, this is the cranial cradle that I brought up last weekend. It's actually like it serves as a still point inducer, so it can be utilized different ways. Like you can take the rounded part here and place it on the occiput, and what that's going to do is that's actually going to decrease the restriction and improve movement of that atlanto-occipital joints. And in doing so, it's also triggering the release of the dural tube. So you can use it with one. You can place it at that suboccipital region like this. Or if that force is, if that angle is too much, you can just, or if you need more of an angle, more of a, like, it's very similar to posting. You can put it like this so that the point is facing the sacrum.
Cool.
And yeah, it's amazing. And you can actually get up to 3 of them. And you can put one on the sacrum while one is on the occiput. And then what that's going to do is that's going to promote a whole dural tube release.
Oh my gosh.
Like the mistake that a lot of people make is they push into it because they want to feel it. Yeah, Angel here, she definitely got the chat on this. She was just saying how she was missing it. And then you can also get another one and put it right in the thoracic spine. Again, just to help open up. Around like T3, T4 in there, and it's just going to help open up the chest.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering where the third one would go, because like you wouldn't go right at 5 where the apex is. That seems like it'd be way too intense. Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't want to go below the apex. So yeah, 3, 4, 5, or 3 or 4 makes a lot of sense. That's really cool.
Yeah, right in there.
Man, I might actually look into getting those.
I've never. You should. Them. They're amazing. I love it. And even when you're driving long distances, like to California, you can even use it while you're driving.
Seriously?
Just have it. Yeah. Yeah. I use it all. I used to use it all the time when I was out in Hague. I would use it all the time when I was driving.
Where? Just sit on it?
Nope, on my back.
Oh, I'm so like, where would you put it? Like, oh my God, I'm so confused.
So it was kind of like anchored by the seat, and then it was just between my shoulder blades or my scapula. So it made me check my posture, and it also helped relieve some of the tension from the day.
Oh my gosh, I love that idea.
That's amazing. I swear by these. Like eventually, I'm going to get a whole bunch in, and Bernadette is open to selling them at Vita, so that's exciting.
Oh, that's so exciting! Okay, so if you're in here and you haven't heard us talking about Vita before, Vita is a beauty bar. We call it. It's called Vita Beauty Bar, and it's a salon. And Cora actually works out of it as well. They do everything under the sun, which is amazing, and now massage therapy because they have Cora there. And yeah, they're planning on possibly selling these.
Potentially.
Ooh.
Yep.
Maybe I'll wait.
That has happened more than once. Sorry?
Really awesome. I said maybe I'll wait until I'm back in the city so I can grab some from her. Because we support our partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And no, this is not we are not, this is not a paid promotion. We just promote them because we love them and they're really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull out my next one. It's my last one as well. So like I said at the beginning, I'm not the biggest tool user. I have not gone into that direction just yet. but it's only been 16 years, so who knows what the next 16 years are gonna have in them. So I use this on me and sometimes on my clients, but it is this bag that I take with me to every appointment on the off chance that I might use them on my clients. And sometimes my clients will actually specifically ask for this. And this is my rattan and bamboo. So I'm going to embiggen myself here. So in this wonderful bag, I have a variety of different sticks. I do love my sticks. Look at that. We're talking about blue balls and sticks today. No. I'm sorry. That was a little vulgar. This is one of the bamboo sticks. So it's treated. It is water resistant, treated, and heat resistant. And then I've also got, I'm just going to put these off to the side, rattan sticks. Now, both the bamboo and the rattan sticks are not actually technically wood. They're vines, right? So these are not considered trees coming from trees. They're considered coming from vines, which are just a different kind of plant. And you have a variety of different sizes of them. I want to show you the little ones because the little ones are really quite fun with the varieties of different sizes. So there's another bamboo there and another of the rattan. And then I've got some halves of these as well, although digging in there is a little uncomfortable. Oh, there we go. Found a half. Little half dude. This is quite fun. I really enjoy utilizing these ones. Now, I use these all over the body. I use them for any place that I want to do a little bit deeper therapeutic treatments because I don't enjoy, for my own body's sake, going and doing super deep treatments on my clients. So if my client needs something that's going to be a little bit deeper after I've warmed up some superficial layers, I will go in with these. Now, most of the time, I go in with them and they're warm. So I use a heater. The little heating pad, it gets really, really, really hot. Not as hot as, say, utilizing fire cupping or utilizing hot stones. Doesn't get that hot, but it gets pretty close. I think it gets to the highest 40 degrees Celsius. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 40 degrees. And I usually put it on that highest heat so that they can absorb and really hold on to that heat. That allows me to, after I've warmed up the top layers, to get in a little bit deeper into the deeper layers of the bigger spaces in the body, like in the gluteal region, in the specifically the lower and mid back along the sides. So where you're getting into like latissimus dorsi and the serratus anterior, serratus posterior, inferior, those guys. I really love using this. And then up here on the upper traps as well. Really fantastic. The legs, front, back, sides, all of it. Those big guys are really good for. These little ones, the half or the full or the tiny, I like to use these for smaller regions, like getting into pectoral region. So I will be able to grab a hold of it and move it through the pectoral region. And then with these half ones, I can scrape a little in those regions as well. And then I like using these on the arms. The little ones are better for things like the arms, the back of the neck, well, any part of the neck. These little ones and these guys are also really good around the face. The only thing with any time using the rattan or bamboo sticks for this, you have to make sure that you have all of the little edges smoothed. Right? So sometimes you'll get, I don't know if you can see that little edge there or not, but there's a little edge right here. So I can't use this one right now. I have to actually sand this guy back down because it will wear with time. That coating over top of it will wear out with time and use because you're using oils with them, and oils tend to break down, well, coatings. Right? And so, yeah, I can go through if anybody is listening to this or watching this or is watching this later, If you know of a really good heat resistant and waterproof type of sealant that is oil based, that would be really fantastic. It's really difficult to find something that's oil based like that comes nice and smooth. That would probably last me a little bit longer. The water ones, the oils tend to disintegrate it.
Then do you find it's like a lot of maintenance then?
No, I don't have to do this probably once a year, maybe. Like
Okay.
they last a while. They last a really long while. And I have my favorites, of course. And I have to do this one. But yeah, you are being very cautious with the wear and tear on them, where you don't always have to be that cautious with things like the other instrument assistants, the ones that are made out of steel, surgical steel, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I find these guys to be extremely helpful. And it's one of the reasons why my hands have never gotten tired, why my body is still going this many years after my starting inside of this career, because I have allowed myself to pick up tools that really do help me. The other one before these guys here, these really tiny ones, are so good for trigger points.
For what, sorry?
Trigger points.
Oh yeah, I bet they would be.
You can just into that trigger ball. You can find the trigger point, get it in there, and just hold it. And you're barely having to put any pressure in.
That's amazing.
Oh my God. And it feels so good. I had back problems for like probably a year before I took this particular course to learn how to do this. And I kid you not, one treatment where my lower and middle back, specifically going along to the sides up to my arms. So getting the lats, getting the serratus anterior, serratus posterior, inferior, getting the paraspinals, one treatment, and I didn't have back pain for probably 6 months.
Wow.
One treatment.
Yeah, I was just looking at that and I was just thinking like multi-fit eye. That would be amazing for the
Oh yeah,
eye.
yeah. This guy getting into multi-fit eye. I mean, heck, you could probably get rotatoras with this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I think like a hot towel roll, but
it's hard.
But it's hard. Is that accurate? Like, is that how you would use it?
100%. You roll it, and then you can sort of anchor and windshield washer it. Windshield wiper.
That's really cool.
Windshield wiper it. It is so freaking cool. And one day, because I've been using these for so many years at this point, I am going to create my own course with CNC. We're going to create a course based off of utilizing wooden things, instrumented. I really like wooden things because it holds the heat, but it also allows the heat to dispel a lot nicer than stone or what is the other one people use, like steel, like surgical steel and metal things. They tend to hold their heat too much and not dispel it into the body as fast as these guys do.
At least very intrigued.
In my experience, I should say that these are all opinions, right? But I have felt that these hold just as much heat as, well, maybe a little less heat than the other ones. But once you get it onto that body, it dispels into the body really well. And it's not like this for your client when you put it onto them. It's really nice. It's really gentle, but it can get into the depths that you're usually having to push your elbow in so hard to get to. Just these.
That's really, I'm really disappointed. I really wish that I would have taken that course when I had the option to do so.
Well, my dear, guess what? I'm going to make one, and you will be able to take that course with us, through us.
Yeah.
I freaking love them. They are probably my favorite tool. If I had to choose between the rattan and the bamboo, I do choose the bamboo every time.
Why is that?
Right. So I actually rarely ever use the big rattan ones. I use the little rattan ones all the time, but the big ones, they're smoother.
Mm.
They're just naturally smoother, and you don't have to reapply things as often. I find that these guys they outlast the rattan. Bamboo is just a bit stronger and tends to outlast the rattan.
Yeah, and it's so fun. Bamboo is just so fun too, and it's so grounding. Like the fact that it's a natural element, it kind of would play the same with the hot stones, but on a different level.
Yeah, it's a different type of element.
Yeah,
I don't actually like the hot stones because I don't like having to grab the hot.
Oh, see, I love hot stones. Like I taught them.
I love them on me.
Okay, fair enough.
I love them on me. I don't like having to grab the hot stone and burning my hand every single time. I know you get used to it after a while, but
you got to put an oil coating on your hand. That's what you do. You put an oil coating on your hand, pick up the stones, coat them with oil, and then the heat's more dispersed. Because you have a medium.
I did not remember that.
I don't know if it was actually ever something I was taught. It's just something that I was like, oh, this makes more sense to me.
Oh, I might try that. I really love cold stone therapy. Hence why I generally will always have this cold when I'm using it on my face. I have tried cold with these, which is why the waterproofing is so important. Because you use cold things, it's gonna drip into there, right? That condensation. But yeah, I like the cold therapies. They're awesome for me.
Yeah, I know it's good for me. But I have kind of a love-hate relationship with cold.
Yeah.
Very much.
I agree. I think I started to fall in love with cold when I was in school and we did the water treading. Do you remember water treading?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh my God.
Very well.
And I hated the moment. I hated doing the water treading the first time because it was so cold. But then when I got out and I was like, oh my God, my feet are actually warm for once. My circulation started getting better that day. And then it got worse again because I didn't do it again. Right. But then when I started to actually practice doing cold treatments, especially on my feet regularly, my whole circulatory system reset itself. And now my feet are rarely ever cold. My hands are basically never cold unless I'm outside in the cold.
I can't say the same for that.
You've had pretty negative reactions to cold treatments. Yeah,
I do. Yeah. Like I get the welts, or like not the welts, but like the blotches.
Oh, the blotchy.
It's immediately
your arterioles start to contract, like spasm.
Always, yeah. It's just in my forearm though, just like right here, which is kind of interesting because I kind of feel like I have. It's here and then more so on the radial side, and I kind of think that I have a radial nerve impingement, so it kind of matches and it fits. Like how I react to the cold.
Where do you think it's impinged? Under supinator and brachioradialis or higher?
I actually kind of think it's in the triceps.
Yeah, in the groove underneath the triceps there.
I do. I think that's exactly where it is. Yeah.
That would make sense. Oh, that would be a fun topic one day. We just want to talk about nerve impingements.
We could talk about nerve impingements.
Oh my God, I would love that. Oh, well, yeah, we would have so much fun talking about nerve impingements.
Talk for days.
Oh my God, no kidding. That's not what we're here. That's what we're here about right now. That's not why we're here. So, I think you have more. Do you not?
I do have one more.
You have one more. I do not. So you take the floor. I'm going to give you the screen. There you go.
Okay, so what I have here, these are sacral wedges, and I have two of them. And what they're used to do is they're used to decompress the sacrum. So we have this wedge here, kind of at that slant. So what this is used for is this would be at that the flat edge here at the end. This would be at that lumbosacral joint. And then they're able to, and then the rest is going to follow along the sacrum and that coccyx. And then they're able to just rest their hips down on, or rest their low back. And then it's going to help decompress that sacrum. In doing so, stretching that thoracolumbar fascia, stretching the glutes, and helping the pelvis actually come back into alignment. So that's one way we can use them. And I actually use them a lot with psoas when I'm treating with psoas, just to help bring that pelvis in. But
That's
they can
pretty
also,
cool.
isn't it? I love it. But that's not even the best part. So a lot of the time, like on this side of the equator, we tend to have a right side rotation. So our right pelvis is usually more anterior and a little bit and more inferior than the left side. It's opposite on the other side of the equator.
Really?
Fun fact. Yeah, isn't that
I
so
had
cool?
no idea about that.
Yeah, it's so fun. But so this can actually be used. Well, two of them together can be used to help balance out that pelvis.
Wow.
So on the low side, or with the anterior rotation, we would put this kind of around that greater trochanter. And then on the side with that posterior rotation, it's going to come in by the ilium, right along that iliac crest, or the SI joint more specifically. And then that allows gravity to actually reset the pelvis. And it's really nice because it's very passive and the body's actually able to do it at its own pace. He's excited about them too.
No kidding. Okay, you know what I need? I need you to create a video for me that shows how to do that so we can post that up, because I can hear you saying it, but I can't visualize it very well.
Okay, we can definitely do that.
I think that would be fantastic. If you've got some like time, whenever, just post, like, create a little quick tutorial about how to do that, and I will 100% post that up everywhere.
Okay.
Because
Sounds good.
I would love to see it. Can I see it again? I want to see the
Yeah.
visual again.
So here
So
they
the hips are sitting down, would be sitting down by the low side.
Yep. So here, this would be the top of the sacrum or the lumbar spine.
Okay.
And then the coccyx would be up here.
I definitely pictured it the other way around before, like when you were showing it.
It can be used the other way around too. That would be more for that posterior pelvic tilt though.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm 100% anterior pelvic tilt. I'm actually bilateral right now. I've been working on getting my my posture back. But it's not going all that well for me right now.
Yeah, it's it's an adventure.
You know what? I think it's from it's been so much worse since I got here because of for those of you who don't know, I'm out in California right now. But the travel time that it took, and the last time I came out here, or no, the first time I came out here, we took 3 days in total, three nights and 4 days in total. So we got like some really good time in between, and we walked around and we did things, and it wasn't too bad. The drive back, we did 2 nights, 3 days in total, which was also okay. But I drove here by myself the last time, and I only stopped for 1 night. And I didn't even stop there for a long period of time. So that was a 25-hour drive with about 8 hours that I wasn't driving in between.
That's
Honestly, my hips have been just not the same since I got back.
Believe that.
I have been trying to do some stretching, but I've been so focused on stretching my hamstrings, not stretching my hip flexors, and not strengthening my abdominals as much. Oh my gosh. With that being said, please come and join me on webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because we're doing self-care, and I'm basically going through the routines and creating routines to address a lot of these situations. And it really helps when I've got people. When I've got people there with me, and we can do some of these things together, and we can talk about the pitfalls and how sometimes we kind of do it wrong. So yeah, those tools. However, the 2 last ones that you showed us, I think those tools would be phenomenal in all of this.
Oh, I love them. I swear by them. And you can also make kind of a make-do cranial cradle if you get some stress balls. Put them in a sock, put them at the base of the occiput, put them at the SI joints on either side of the sacrum, and just relax.
Wow. I mean, if you had stress balls, that'd be great. But I think to go out and buy stress balls and do that would be just about as much as buying one of those.
Depending on where you get the stress balls.
Point taken. Very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you go to and get them at Dollarama,
Yeah.
probably not going to be.
It's been a long time since I actually bought this, so I honestly don't remember what the price is, but I feel like it's around I feel like it was around the $35 range.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
What do you think about I know I don't have mine anymore. I think I don't know if I gave it to you or if I gave it to my other friend. I can't remember. I'll ask you. The rollers, foam rollers. Did I give you my big blue foam roller? Did I give that to I must give it.
You gave it to somebody else.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. But what do you think about foam rollers?
I think that they serve a place, but as long as you're using them properly, I feel like with foam rollers, it's really easy for you to use them wrong and actually end up hurting yourself unknowingly.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, like especially when I see people foam rolling their IT band and all their body weight's there. Like the whole body weight is on their IT band on this foam roller. I'm just like, oh, you guys, like, be better. Be better. Like, I'm not saying you can't foam roll your IT band, but don't put your body weight on it. Like, not full
body weight on that for sure. No.
Yeah, that's how you hurt yourself.
It's actually surprising me. It surprises me how often I see that as a thing to do. Like I'll be on Instagram or I'll be on YouTube. I'll be somewhere scrolling through and I will see people being like, hey, you want to get this area worked out? Just do this exercise. And I'm like, but your whole body weight on there is just going to cause it to freak out.
Yeah, and then there's that pain for gain mentality that we kind of talked about too. So they're like, oh, it hurts, it's working. And then it just like the foam roller is beneficial. I do definitely agree with the foam roller. I just think that there should be better education surrounding the use of the foam roller.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. Like they're great. Like I love foam rollers, don't get me wrong, but it has to be done right.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things that I miss having, it wasn't mine. It was somebody else's. So I can't even be upset. I can be, and I am. Do you remember the little blue, pumped up, balance board? It was like.
Okay, yeah.
But you remember that thing? It was smooth on one side and it had the little spiky things on the other side, like you would with a exercise ball or yoga ball. Sometimes there's spiky things. I used to love using that to help my posture when I was sitting.
Okay.
So I would always have it under my butt, and it would help me continuously move and allow for just small, very gentle movements while I was sitting. And keeping my posture a little bit straighter and allowing my joints, all of the joints that keep your posture together. So everything from your hip joint all the way up to your head, it allowed them to be in little tiny movements, allowing for the synovial fluid to keep getting refreshed.
That actually reminds me, I need to get my ball back because that was my stool. Before, like pre-COVID, when I was massaging, I didn't have a stool. I had a ball.
Yeah.
I don't have a ball now.
I really would love one of those balls that are in the stool.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
those. So that I can work on my posture, but I can roll with a bunch of little rollers instead of trying to roll the big ball and having to stand up every time, which is not always awful, right? That's the other thing. And you know what? I know this isn't what we're talking about, but it is a tool. Stools. What do you think about the saddle stool?
I honestly have never used one before. I've seen them. I've never actually used it.
Talk about actually allowing you to create a better posture. The saddle stools, they're not like you're on a horse. Your legs aren't going to be way out here, right? It's just allowing you to straddle something while you're working, and it doesn't allow you to slouch. It will hurt if you slouch. And it's really freaking comfortable. Like, I love them. Yeah. But I do prefer having the yoga ball inside of the ring on the chair. That's my favorite.
See, I've never experienced that either. I just had different sizes of balls that I would just use depending on what I was treating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I was so scared of rolling off the ball that it actually did make me keep my posture.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I miss,
Actually,
you know what? I think I might start doing some balance, some more balance stuff because I haven't really been doing a lot of balance stuff since I've been here.
yeah, that was, oh yeah, that wobble board. I forgot to grab that wobble board. Oh, that's okay though.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Well, I don't really have anything more to add for today's. Do you?
Well, I don't have them with me, but I was actually going to see what because cupping is also a tool, and you hear so much about the cups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, do you use them? Because you have a set, correct?
I had a set.
Had a set.
I chose to donate that set.
Oh, right.
They were the hard cups, the glass cups. I'm gonna possibly piss some people off here, but I hate them. I don't like I like the silicone ones. Because they're a little bit gentler. I don't like anything that causes discoloration of the skin for an extended period of time.
I feel that. I feel that.
I don't agree with that. I know people talk about the benefits of it and all that stuff, and people have felt the benefits of it. And just like with really deep, painful treatments, if you believe it's going to work, it's probably going to work for you. But at the same time, anytime you break blood vessels, it's going to leave marks on your skin. And even if those blood vessels are very small and have the ability to revascularize or regrow themselves, you are now disrupting an area and causing possibility of scar tissue. And scar tissue is going to inhibit that area in the future. And now you've created a perpetuating cycle. I just don't agree with doing that. At least that's my opinion. This is my opinion. I really like the suction cup ones, like the silicone. Thank you. The silicone ones, because you can go in there and you can move with it, and you're not generally leaving it in one place for a long period of time. If an area hasn't cleared of the blood that has pooled in that area after an hour, then you are damaging things. Like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Based
that's
on
where my love-hate
knowledge that I have.
Yeah, that's where my love-hate relationship with cupping comes in, because like I don't leave stationary cups. Like I don't. I use them more as a tool to stretch. I guess I'll have my anchoring cup and then I'll have my moving cup.
Oh yeah, so for that's fantastic. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So like it's kind of like a love-hate relationship that I have with them, because I don't like the marking either. Yeah. Actually, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to do my best. And actually, I don't usually mark people. I've only marked people a handful of times.
Yeah. I have 100% marked people with just my strength alone. It's actually one of the reasons why I have stopped doing the super deep treatments. Because in no way, shape, or form should we be causing bruising of any sort. Now, I know that the cupping, the marks that come from cupping are supposedly not bruises.
Kind of like a hickey.
More like a hickey, but a hickey is a form of bruise.
Yeah.
It is still breaking of internal blood vessels of some sort. And that is dangerous to play around with. So myself, I'm not a big fan of it. But again, if it's something that has worked for you in the past and you believe it's going to work for you, then it's going to work for you, just like the deep, painful treatments that I don't agree with. Right? So like I'm not going to shame anybody for using cupping and for using it either in their practice or getting it done on them. That's your choice. I just don't agree with it.
And that's valid. For sure.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Graston.
That's exactly how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Right. So even with this guy, whenever I do any sort of a scraping technique, my scrape is not deep.
Yeah.
Right? I don't go and scrape an area. No.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Freaks me out.
Yeah, me too. I've seen the after effects of Graston, and she had a really good results from it, but I was just like, I can't massage this though. Like, there's too much discoloration. So this area is like CI for me. Like, just looking at it. So she didn't appreciate that too much, but
yeah. I mean, they're going after the idea, everything that's deep and causes anything that even resembles a bruise is going after the idea of, I'm going to get the inflammatory side of your lymph and immune system working and coming to this area and treating it. But the thing is, you're supposed to be able to do that while also flushing away any possibility of that bruising. Right? Not going so deep or so hard in an area that you break blood vessels, and moving all of the old junk out of the way so that as fresh blood comes to that area, there's a pathway for it to leave that area. A better pathway so things don't accumulate inside of there.
Principles of massage.
Principles of massage. Sometimes I think we get a little too far away from them.
Yeah.
But that is definitely not what we were here to talk about today. I think that is another really fantastic idea for another one of these lives. Gosh, that's 2 we've come up with today. Nerve impingements and principles of massage. Remembering where we came from.
Well, yeah, because those are actually forgotten about all the time. Yeah.
I think that would be a
good
good
learn them because you have to. And then you forget,
learn them because we have to, but we have to because they're super important so we don't hurt people.
Right, but then they're forgotten when the habits come up.
Yeah, that's true. So funny you're talking about habits. I've been sitting here just playing with
Well, it's good. It's a little fidget tool. It works.
It is a really good fidget tool, and I do feel so much nicer after I've used this. Even my face feels really nice right now after just doing the little bits that I did on it. I need to go and put some moisturizer on it though, because being out here, I am flaking. I'm flaking away, you guys. It's so dry. It's so dry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, the weather, you're not getting snow or minus 50.
That is true. I miss the visual of snow. I do not miss the hassle of snow.
Valid. Yeah, I'm hoping this weekend we can actually get out and enjoy the snow if this weather breaks.
That'd be nice. If we go 3 hours north, still in California, we'll go to snow. There'll be snow.
Yeah?
Yep.
3 hours.
Was it 3 hours?
To Tahoe?
Oh, yeah. No, Tahoe's only like, what, hour and a half, 2 hours?
Dude, Tahoe's got so much fucking snow.
So much snow.
So much.
Excuse the
peanut gallery.
Yeah, excuse the peanut gallery over there. He knows a lot more about this place than me. Obviously, he grew up here, so.
But you guys, people don't think about California having snow.
No, nobody thinks about California having snow.
Nope.
Northern California has snow. I mean, northeastern side of California, that's Tahoe.
Crazy amounts of snow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
How far is Jackson from here? Jackson, California, where your sister is.
Not that far, like an hour.
Like an hour? So the first time I ever came here, I went to visit, which is an hour away from here, Jackson, California, and it was snowing. As long as I'm not walking in it. Oh, sorry, Angel. I'm sorry you have to walk in it every day. Oh, gosh, that stinks. Oh.
I concur. I support you in that.
Yeah, we support you. I remember the days, man. I remember the days. All right. Well, I'm gonna head off here. I have a bit of most of my voice back, but it's still a little sore, a little tired after an hour talking. So we're gonna end off this one, Just Massage Therapist Podcast. Please go ahead and visit us at cnclh.com if you want to learn a little bit more. You can watch the other podcasts. But yeah, we will see you in a week. It'll just be me next week. Cora is off doing some things, so
I'll
it'll.
join next week.
The peanut gallery will not join next week. And I'm a massage therapist.
You can
What are we talking?
you can demo some techniques.
Oh yeah, there we go. I'll demo some techniques on you. Show some people. There we go. That's what we'll do.
I'll be part of that. I get massaged by a massage therapist.
Yeah, there we go. We'll do a massage. I'll do. Let's see. You know what we could do? We could actually do for free.
Oh, God.
We could do a reflexology treatment on your feet.
Let's do it, dude.
That's
I
not a
got
bad
good
idea.
feet.
Or on your hand.
I got nice feet.
You do have very nice feet. Why is it that it's so irritating? Right? I have awful feet. And I don't wear shoes and socks a lot. He wears shoes and socks all the time. His feet are pristine.
Yeah, I don't like shoes and socks either. I got runners and my feet are
Yeah, you guys
so
got-
angry
Oh yeah, I
since
know.
I've been wearing them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for. Oh, do you want to come say hi? Come on, come say hello. Come
I
say.
like how
Look
you
at it.
introduce your dog, but not me.
I'm not. You're way over there. What are you
You're
doing?
horrible.
You guys will meet him next week. All right, we're gonna head out. Have a fantastic evening. This was absolutely lovely, and hopefully I'll be able to figure out the Instagram live for next week and the Facebook live. So we got more things available. But yeah, you guys.
Night,
All right. See you.